November 2024. We're looking back at August real estate market in Edmonton. Looking for kind of a client update, realtor update, any case studies, stories you guys have. So let's dive into the retail market and look at retail buyers and see what they're facing.
So on the retail side, I see a lot of multiple offers, a lot of listings going into multiple offers, especially listings with legal basement units. Those are extremely popular. Or even properties that have a potential to add the legal basement unit, like there is a side door by the stairs, so future owners could add a legal basement unit in the future. That's a guarantee that those listings will go into multiple offers. And I think it just speaks to the affordability issue that our market is facing, like a lot of markets is facing, and our market in Edmonton is one of the last affordable markets in Canada. And a lot of buyers are becoming, conscious of that. So they're looking for potential to add basement unit to help them out in the future, or maybe they're looking for an investment property. So as an example, one of my buyer clients put an offer, and that listing had 13 offers, and it went 60,000 over asking. Now, I wouldn't say that this is an average example of what listings are seen in today's market. This was, I think, on purpose, underpriced property to generate a lot of interest and to go into multiple offers. But it's just the beginning. I think we're going to see a lot more of these type of situations in the future.
Have you seen anything in regards to like price changes or cost changes? I know you mentioned strategically, it appeared that one was more list under market value to boost that price up. But have there been some trends to show, higher prices in that kind of, I guess, just with that style of home?
I think prices are going up, and that's what I've seen. There's no comparables even over the past 3 months for that style of homes. Another interesting example is what I see now is that some owners, before selling, they decide to add a legal basement unit to generate more on the resale side of things, because those listings are extremely popular.
It'd be interesting to just take or get a better understanding too of what some of that value add cost would look like to that overall sale price. And like you said, without comparables, that might be challenging, but it's interesting strategy.
We are seeing a lot of properties that are going into multiple offers. It's not crazy, like everybody's going unconditional. I feel like people are a little bit nervous to even put in offers that are below list price right now. I know I've got a couple listings where I haven't, I've had to encourage buyers agents to at least even just put in an offer to get a conversation going, where they're leaving it a week or two if they don't agree with the price. Because right now I feel like as a listing agent, I'm starting to push the upper end of the list price band to see what kind of reaction we're getting out of the market. And in most cases, we're getting good reactivity. We're not getting offers maybe right away, but we are starting to get offers and have that conversation. I think that, again, to your point, Alona, we aren't seeing very good comparables, so we are able to push that upper end of the asking price band a little bit. Kev, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I think I agree with both you guys. I think the secret's out. Edmonton is hot, and we're like you, Drew. I've listed a few properties this summer where I just kept pushing the boundaries to prices where I didn't think they would go at, but just to see what would happen, and they were still going into multiple offers. A good deal of the offers are coming from buyers from out of province that are relocating to Alberta. So it's crazy. I just did a video for one of our investor groups here, and I was looking at some of the statistics, and what was really unique, Alberta has added 188,000 people in the past year. 188,000 people. That's a record. What was the highest level of people that we added before that? Anyone have a guess?
Gosh, I don't know.
So in 2013 was the last time we killed it, and it was 72 or 76,000. So more than double. So a lot of
Wow.
people are coming here. On the buyer side, it has been tougher finding the right deal for my clients. Anything I can find that's off market where they're not competing in multiple offers has been something I've been really trying to do just to ensure that they can get the property. But yeah, like the market's hot. It's going to get hotter. A lot of the people that said, I'm going to rent for a couple of years and try and wait out interest rates. Well, guess what? That time's here. They've waited it out. Interest rates are coming down. So I think things are going to get red hot. And if you are actively looking to buy, definitely buy before spring of next year, because that is going to be nuclear. I might take a couple months off during that time because it is going to be crazy. It's going to be so hard to find something for a buyer. The rates are going to be significantly lower. There's no shortage of people coming here. It's just, I can see the storm coming from a mile away. So if you're actively looking to buy, I would do it now.
I agree with Kevin's bold prediction. Spring 2025 is going to be crazy in Edmonton.
So if I'm a seller, then should I be waiting until spring? What's your advice for sellers right now?
Yeah, for sellers, that's the great thing for being a seller is you don't have to sell. We always tell our clients to hold if you can. But if you're looking to get rid of it, now's a great time. But also, if you want to wait it out and you have the property rented, you're not in a rush, you should probably reach out to us in January or Feb, and we'll get you ready to go so that you can maximize your return on your investment. I think spring is going to be nutty. So yeah, if you can wait, definitely that's okay. But we're always happy for you to hold your property. That means that you're really happy with it.
I think the other thing too is we're still in, we're not in a balanced market yet. We're still in somewhat of a seller's market. There's only 2.2 months of inventory available in Edmonton, in the greater Edmonton area right now. So, it is still a good time to buy until we get into those later fall months. And then the people that have to sell then. I mean, it really depends on when your mortgage is coming up. There's a lot of nuances when it comes to selling a property. And yeah, to Kev's point, it's a good time to sell at any time, but depends on your personal circumstances.
Yeah, Drew makes a great point there. You reach out to us if you have any inkling of selling, because sometimes there is some strategizing with your mortgage. That's like a huge thing that Drew brought up is when is your mortgage up for renewal? If it's up soon, you could also go to a month-to-month or open mortgage so you don't take on as much penalties if you get out of it. So if you know you're going to sell, but you're still ideally selling it for more and you want to wait a little bit, well then, we want to get ahead of that now.
Let's look at the investor lens. What's it looking like out there for real estate investors?
Well, real estate investors, the great thing is the rates are coming down. So your options are opening up on what you can buy. Things that didn't look so good before are starting to look pretty attractive. And one of the things we like about the new construction play is, they're done in 8 to 10 months, maybe a year from now. Well, you get to take advantage of those interest rate reductions that we're expecting for the next calendar year. So I'm really, really enjoying the new construction side of things with investors right now. They don't have to compete on multiple offers. It's off market. It's pre-negotiated. It's fully turnkey. And then they get to wait on taking the benefits of the interest rates.
I'd say also too, just as another lens of that for the investor, for those that have taken advantage of some opportunities that have been in the Edmonton market over the past couple of years and exploring. You guys had mentioned just re-strategizing some of the existing holdings that people have, looking at interest rates as they go down for those that have made the commitment to that variable rate when their initial acquisition, as well as working within a period of time when rents were still in that growth opportunity stage. They're starting to recognize some new returns that may not have been felt for the last couple of years. So Drew alluded to just personal circumstances being a draw towards that sale side. Many conversations with some existing investors that have broached the idea of what a sale would look like, but are now feeling more comfortable and confident as those different trends are moving in more positive directions. So, I think that's leading a lot of new investors and existing investors to explore those opportunities while there are still available today, as those trends in regards to sale prices and average prices most likely will go up as the rates go down. So opportunities, as Alon alluded to, going into multiple offers. There's some fantastic projects to look at and review and go through that due diligence while they are still available based off of the pricing that we have today. We can talk further on where projections and analysis is pointing towards new construction um, pricing to move in and what direction that would be. And but yeah, that just kind of another lens for those existing investors that holding properties right now. It's a great time to revisit some strategies and just really crunch the numbers to see what that path may look like, because if there is a situation, we will be able to find and work through finding a solution. I truly feel our team has that lens, and working through that full life cycle of every project is both the acquisition and the disposition.
Further to Kevin's point earlier about the number of people moving to Alberta, not only is it creating a demand for home purchases, but it's also creating a huge demand for rentals, which is driving up the rents, and creating an opportunity where people are very easily able to rent their properties as soon as they take possession, or even before they take possession. So um, as far as being an investor, it takes a lot of the concern out of whether you can rent it or not. It's more what you're going to rent it for.
Yeah, good point. And I know we have lots of clients. We have our own personal investments that we can pull from. Do you guys have any other stories on how quickly vacant units are getting rented, or how much of a rent increase you're getting on, let's say, a lease renewal or on turnover? Do you guys have any stories you can share about more like property management, or just tenants in general?
I think for my stuff, I had to be careful on how much I actually increased rent to existing tenants, because one thing I like to do is I take a balance of if the tenant's been acting well over the past number of years when they are renting, where my property manager would reach out to me and say, hey, the market rents have moved up 25% in some cases, and do you want to push it up to the very top? And I take a look at the renter's history, and if they've been really good and acting well, then I'll say, no, you know what, let's cut it in half, let's meet them in the middle, and not raise it all the way up. But if there's certainly some spots where things are rising rapidly. I know I had one client who closed on a multifamily property in Leduc, and they were almost fully rented out in the first week. All suites fully rented in the first week.
Wow.
Things are moving fast.
Have you seen anything in regards to, like legal one-bedroom secondary suites versus the main suites, garages, things like that, being more in that focal? Because I feel seen in the past where some different municipalities and areas of the city may draw different demographics. Have you seen any of that? And on the property management side, I don't know, Heather, if there would be anything that you would have feedback on, garage suites, basement suites, main suites, even if there are anybody with condos still, like if there is anything that we're seeing trend wise on the rentals?
I think that what we've seen again goes towards why this isn't time to invest if that's what you're looking to do, because it used to be that for sure the main level or the garden suite went right away, and we might struggle a little bit with the basement suite. But right now, with the amount of people moving into the Edmonton area, there really isn't a difference. Like, they all are filling quickly, and for a lot more than what they were filling for, say, a year or 2 years ago. So it's a win-win for sure.
Heather, what do you see how do a basement one bedroom compare to garage suite one bedroom?
Yeah,
Do you see any difference in what they rent for and how quickly?
yeah, I know the team that's been the tenant placement team. They've said that like for the garage suite, it's renting out for $200 more a month than in the basement suite. But again, like I said, they've said that the basement suite fills just as quickly as the garden suite. I mean, the garden suite seems like it would be a lot more desirable because you're in a little apartment, as it were, without neighbors underneath you or beside you. But yeah, there's just a really high demand for all the rentals, so they're going fast.
Kind of piggyback off what Drew was saying too. I had a tenant that was in there, I think it was 3 years ago now, and didn't do any rent increases at renewal because they've been great, paying on time, and the margins were too small to really care a whole lot. But on this past one, it was almost mandatory that we raise the rents, and it's an upper bedroom, 3-bedroom suite, 2-story house, maybe 1,600 square feet, and we were able to raise the rents by $400 a month, and they did not blink an eye. They're absolutely happy. At first, it was a bit of a shock, but then they go online, they look at all the comparables, and they can't find anything better. So they're going to stay put, especially having a dog or two, being pet friendly helps tremendously on just having less turnover. And some of my favorite tenants actually have dogs for whatever reason it is.
I think it's good to remind people too to evaluate where their rents are at, because I know a couple of listings I've had recently where they're rented out. There's not been an adjustment to the rent amount, and that makes it difficult for if you're looking at that you're wanting to sell and your rents aren't where they're supposed to be. So it's a nice reminder too to always kind of check where you're at with your properties, right? Because like you said, Luke, not that you want to take total advantage of it, but your market value, like, so be market value. We're if they're good tenants, yeah, maybe have it a little bit low, but they're not going to go anywhere else because rents are up. So
Yeah, absolutely. And it still was a little bit of a discount because they've been great. Basically included pet fees in with their rent, and they're happy. So I think it's a win-win and a lot easier than finding a new tenant that don't have any history with. So I'm okay taking a couple bucks of a discount, and it's a win-win. We've covered retail buyers and sellers, and investors. New construction, I guess I did have a question for those that are, I guess, not on our MLI Select new construction program and looking for more like resale investment properties. How's the inventory out there? Are you able to find anything? Is it extremely difficult? Have you had any success? Maybe Spencer, you can dive in here.
Yeah, so for the non-new construction, like I guess existing, multifamily product, it's been extremely tight for the last 9 to 12 months. As far as inventory that's available in the market, and it sort of feels like the buildings that people have had a difficult time selling over the last few years is what's showing up on the market now, so that they can move on from them during a hot market. But it's one of those situations where when you do find something and it seems like it's going to be the right thing, it's you need to make a decision quickly and move forward with it, because it's not going to last. There's still a lot of demand for that type of product, and there's just not a lot of it showing up. So like I said, you got to be willing and able to make a decision to move forward with it.
Yeah, I guess for those that or fit any one of these categories and they want to kind of get started or get a evaluation, they can just go on our website, fill out a form, aofteam.com, and then you get in touch with one of our lovely agents here and set up a discovery call and go from there. If you already have an agent, just reach out to them personally and get going. Do you guys have Anything else before we sign off?
I wanted to say, if anyone has been sitting on the fence about the Edmonton market, this is the time to be bullish about this market, because we're going to see a lot of growth. That's my prediction anyways, based on fundamentals that I see, the population growth and affordability, all of that. Yeah.
I don't think it has to be a very bold prediction. I think it's very
evident,
very predictable. There he is.
Yeah, we've seen over this this calendar year, I would say, a lot of people that were hesitant or just going through some evaluations, and sometimes due to personal circumstances, as we've alluded to before, but have wanted to see where the chips have fallen. And one of the bigger variables that might have been an indicator for that have been interest rates. And with them starting to drop, and with the outlook is that will continue. We are seeing some stability now, and I'm sure as the rates for both fixed and variable come out over the next few months towards the end of the year, it'll actually provide some more funding and financing options that we haven't been able to really, I would say, explore in the cash flow side, is the longer term return side of evaluating a project. So yeah, it's exciting. It's also will be interesting to see where the market prices land, and when we're having a market review call in 1 year from now, I think we'll be talking some very different numbers in regards to where property values sit in Edmonton and area. That's my bold prediction.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, I think we've already seen some healthy appreciation, but for those that buy now and are kind of nervous where the market's going to go, are not going to regret it. I think, yeah, looking back again, from even just a year from now, a couple years from now, they'll look at these prices and say, wow, that was very low. I'm so glad I got in then, even though it feels high at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it goes to MLI Select financing, it's the best financing in the world. So financing, in my experience, never gets easier. It always gets harder. So take advantage of this incredible program while you can, and know that, especially with new construction, you're going to get a lower rate likely by the time you close. So take advantage. Don't be scared. Things are trending the right way. And I just want to make sure that my clients can maximize the return. And as financing gets harder, sometimes certain options don't work anymore. So it's really nice to work with a financing like this, where you can put a lower down payment, longer amortization period of up to 50 years, and discounted interest rates. So it's definitely a no-brainer.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bye for now.